Hey guys, welcome back to another YouTube tutorial on creating games with GameMaker Studio 2. This video is going to be pretty basic, and I'm going to go over the basics of inheritance and inheritance in GameMaker. So the reason I'm doing this video is because a lot of my design pattern videos are going to use a lot of inheritance, and as well as most of my game design stuff coming up is going to use inheritance quite a bit. So if you're confused about inheritance when you watch my videos, then hopefully this will clear it up a little bit. So inheritance gives us the ability to make an object a type of another object. So I have this project set up, and if we think about animals, you could see over here, it might be kind of actually small for you, but you can see that we have 2 dogs down here, if you could read it, and 2 cats. Now, all of these are animals, right? So they could inherit from an animal parent, and they're all animals. So you have 4 different objects that are all animals, right? So this is really useful because now I could say how many animal, I could check for animal parents, and it checks for all of its children. So a better name that I like to use instead of parent is just straight up like animal here, okay? So this is saying, hey, this is an animal. So now I could do like an instance number on animals, and it would count how many of all of these objects there are if I were inheriting, okay? This is really good for using, really good to use for like collision blocks, or maybe if you want to count how many enemies are in your room, but you have different types of enemies, they can all inherit from an enemy. And even a child can be a parent of another thing, and that's what I'm going to demonstrate here. So let me go ahead and run my project, and you'll see I just have this basic setup where I have these animals in my room, and then I could cycle through my animal types with spacebar, and then I can click and create a new animal type, okay? So this is just so I could show you how inheritance is going to work, and we're going to kind of go through this together. So right now, none of them are inheriting from anything, and you could see I have this folder structure of animals set up, and I do this for most of my games. I create a folder for maybe a type of object, and then its subtypes, right? So you can see right under animals, I have animal as my parent, okay? So all of these are going to inherit from animal because they all are animals, right? So let's go into my dog red, and let's set its parent to animal. And you can see I did that by clicking here on parent, the parent box in the properties, and I set its parent to animal. So now it is an animal. If I do, let's do a little check here. So let's do our checks when I press control, okay? Key press control. This is just an animal counter. And I want to say, I'm going to make a new variable called number of animals, okay? And this is going to be instance number, which counts how many instances there are of a specific type. And I'm going to do animal. So it's going to count how many types of animals there are, or not types of animals, how many of the animal type there are. And I don't have this in the room. If we go to the room, I don't have an animal object in my room. These are the only objects in there. But it should still return 1 because our dog, red, is now an animal, okay? So if I hit space or control. Oh, I didn't show a message. Okay, so I had to show a message here. So I'm going to do show message. Number of animals. I might have to turn this into a string. I don't remember quite if GameMaker makes you turn it into a string right away, or if it knows. So let's see. So if I hit control, it should return 1. Yep, there we go. So it returns 1 because we have 1 animal, because the dog red is the only one that I've put as a child of the animal object. But let's place another 2 red dogs down. And now if I hit control, we'll see there's 3 of them. So again, this is just checking for animals. So now let's let the other animals inherit from animal. All right. So let's set our dog brown sprite or object to the animal parent. That's the parent. Let's do the same for the cats. Awesome. So now all of our animals are inheriting from animal. And now when we run the game, we should get the result of 4 right away, right? Because we have 4 animals, even though they're separate objects. So I'm going to hit control, and you'll see we have 4. And now if I place one of these down, we should have 5. And let me place a brown one down. We'll still have 6. Let's place a white one down. we'll still have 7. Awesome. So we can go one step further. And like I said, a child from another parent can also be a parent of its sub-objects. So for instance, we can make a parent of dogs. So let's do create object, and I'm going to do dog as my parent for my dogs. And now my dog is going to inherit from our animal, or not animal counter, our animal parent. So now our dog inherits from animals. So you can see the hierarchy is now going animal, and then it's going to split down to a dog object and then a cat object. And then the cat object underneath it is going to be its subsequent types, okay? So let's make a cat object, cat, and its parent is going to be animal as well. Now, this isn't going to do us any good right now because nothing is inheriting from dog and cat. So we're going to go to our dog, red, and we're going to set its parent instead of animal. It's going to inherit from dog. And then the same for our dog, brown. It's going to inherit from dog as well. And the same for the cats, of course. So we're going to change its parents to cat. And let's change the cat blue to cat as well. Awesome. So now we have 2 dogs, 2 cats, and we should still have 4 animals if we run this. Even though the dogs are inheriting from dog and the cats are inheriting from cat, we should still only have 4, right? So if I hit control, it still shows 4, and if I let me place a couple dogs down, right? So it'll still show 9. Now, we can do a separate count now with our animal counter. So right after we show the number of animals, which I'm now going to say total animals, and then plus, now I have to use string, annoying. Okay, so we're going to show 2 more messages. We're going to say the number of dogs, total dogs. I have to put a space here as well. And then we're going to say number of dogs, which is going to be a new variable I'm about to make. And then this is going to be number of cats. And this is going to be total cats. So let's make our variables. I'm just going to copy paste this one twice. Number of dogs. Number of cats. And this is going to be dog type. This is going to be cat type, of course. Cat. Oh, I don't want to show an achievement notification. Okay, so now if we run this, I'm going to start off by just making a couple cats to differentiate these things. Actually, let me run it. I'm going to hit control. Total animals 4, total dogs 2, total cats 2, right? So now I'm going to place down 2 more dogs. I didn't place this one down. So we have total 6 animals, which is correct. Total dogs is 4. Remember, this one isn't placed down. That's just a result of me showing the image. Total dogs is 4. Total cats is 2. So now let's put down a couple cats. So how many cats do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cats total. So total animals 11, dogs 4, cats 7. Awesome. We could take this one step further with our animal counter now. And let's count the number of I'm just going to do 1 red dog and the white cats. Red dogs, white cats. I'm not going to do both colors. You'll get the point. Okay, so we're going to have O dog red we're checking for here. And this is going to be O cat white. And then we're going to show our message total red dogs and total white cats. And total number of red dogs, total number of white cats. Awesome. So now we can actually check for the individual types of animals. So we have the total animals, the total number of dogs, and the total number of the specific animals. So let's hit control. Total animals 4, total dogs 2, total cats 2, total red dogs 1, total white cats 1. So let's put a couple red dogs down. We should have 4 of those now. And you'll see we have total cats 2, total red dogs 5 still. Awesome. So you can kind of see how that is really useful. Now, I'm going to go over one more thing with inheritance. Inheritance also, not only does it inherit type, but you can actually inherit certain code, okay? So in our animal event, let's put on create So when an animal is created, we want it to show a message. And we're going to have it show its name, its object's actual name, object get name, and object index, okay? So this is going to turn the object index into a string, so it'll actually print out O dog red or O dog brown or O cat white. You get the point. And now we're going to also add a string is alive. Awesome. Sweet. So when an animal spawns or gets created, it's going to show its name and it's going to show is alive. And now you're going to notice its name is not going to be animal. It is inheriting the code, but think about this. When it inherits the code, it is basically copying this code from this create event and it's pasting it into its own create event. So it's calling this from itself. So to itself, its object index is going to be O dog red, okay? So let's go ahead and try this. Remember, it's copy and pasting the code all the way down to the child. O dog red is alive. O dog brown is alive. O cat white is alive. O cat blue is alive. Awesome. Oh, I just spawned another one. O dog red is alive. Oh, we got the total animals. Didn't want that. See, you're going to see O cat white when I create this. O cat white is alive. And we just wrote one line of code. This is the power of inheritance. You don't have to copy and paste code through all your children, okay? So next, what we're going to do is show you how overriding a create event works. So let's go to our O dog red. Remember, we don't have a create event made, and this is our animal. I'm going to close out the animal. Actually, let's go to our dog first, right? So our dog is going to have its own create event. It's going to show a message. Show message. And then we're going to do the same thing. Object get name. Object index plus is overriding the message. Awesome. So actually the dog is overriding the message, but you'll see what I mean in a second. So this is in our dog create event, and it's going to actually show a different message. Even though the animal create event's still there, our dog create event overrides it. So it takes its place. It's not going to do the animal's create event anymore. So let's go ahead and hit play and we'll see this in action. O dog red is overriding the message, but let's see the other ones. O dog brown is overriding the message because it too inherits from dog, but O cat white is alive because we did not override the cat's message. But sometimes you want to, like, maybe we need to set a variable like our dog's health. Health equals 100. So we have to override the create event, but we still want it to execute its parent's event. And how do we do this? Well, we use a command called event inherited. And this performs the parent's event code. So it's going to perform the parent's create event at this point, right? So now we're going to get two messages actually. We're going to get the animal's message and then the dog's message. So you're going to see this in action once again. O dog red is alive. O dog red is overriding the message. O dog brown is alive. O dog brown is overriding the message. O cat white is alive. O cat blue is alive. Awesome. So now you see how event inherited called its parent's code for that event. Remember, this does something different for each event. And it's going to run its parent's code unless you override it. So if you want to maybe have that message display for the animal, but you want to do some other things, like you want to set health for dogs, or we could set maybe lives. A cat would have 9 lives. Live equals, and a dog has 1 life or something, right? So you set specific stats for these different animals, for the different sub-animals, dogs or cats. But you still want to display that message. You just call event inherited, and it's going to do what its parent does, right? So that's really cool, and it's really, really powerful. And if you follow my tutorials, I'm going to be doing a lot more of this, and you're going to see how this can better be applied for things like controlling enemies and having different enemies and checking for all those enemies. So if I wanted to check to see if I hit an enemy, for instance, instead of having to say if place meeting X, Y, and then a specific enemy type, I would have to type like enemy type 1, right? And I'd have to do that for each of them, but instead they can all inherit from just a class called enemy, or an object called enemy. And that will take care of checking against all of those enemies. So I hope this made a little bit of sense and it helped you if you're newer to inheritance and you don't really use it. It's super powerful, and if you have a lot of types of something, you probably should be using inheritance, okay? I'm going to show you more powerful ways to use it in the future. And once again, I hope this helped, and if you did enjoy it, please like and subscribe, and follow me on Twitter at Gloomy T Studios, and yeah, the link for my Patreon's in my description if you want to support me as well. So hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.